Hello everybody, I'm in Jordan's treatment room and she's going to show us what she has done to create the Wild Rose luxury facial using the new Wild Rose facial products. And Jordan is a team leader in our team, and her upline, who is a group leader, Michelle, is being a willing participant in this video on the couch. So I'm just going to introduce you to both of them. So here they are. Here's Jordan, who's going to do the treatment, and Michelle, the willing participant. And on Jordan's trolley here, we've got an array of Neal Shard Remedies products that she's going to use or may not use. Look at that collection of cleansers, polish, mask, toners, essence has made a feature there, and the oil, I knew she was going to do that. There's the eye brightener and the Glow Day cream at the end. So I'm going to hand over to Jordan to talk to you about what she does and why, and hopefully it will give you good inspiration for your own treatments using this product range.
So I would always start off with a double cleanse, which I've chosen the Rose face wash. If clients have got makeup on, is obviously like a really good one to get all the makeup off and give their skin a really nice clean to start with. I think if you're doing a luxury facial, you want to kind of get as many steps in as possible so that they really feel like they're having a nice treat. She's got lovely skin anyway, so nice and clear, and hasn't got a lot of makeup on, so I'll just...
That's because I use all Neal Shard products.
You're a good advert for the product, Michelle. So are you using dry cotton pads?
So these are damp.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I wet them all.
pre-damp
Yeah, I
them.
pre-damp
Little
them
pot here.
in a pot, and then I've got some sponges to remove when I do the mask.
And the steaming machine is getting going here.
Yeah,
so I'll come
that's
back to that in a
going.
minute.
So I'll pop that on because everyone always loves the steam, and if I had to do any extractions in a facial, it always helps to like loosen the skin, ready for that. And then I've gone in with the calendula cleanser now, which obviously smells amazing. So when this is on and it mixes with the steam, it's going to give them all the nice scents that we do.
And presumably the skin's still a little bit damp from the wet pads, but if you don't have a steamer machine, what changes would you make to that?
If you didn't have a steamer, I would either just dip your hands in a little bit of water and work it in. Obviously you can use this product like dry on cotton pads as well, but I think when you're doing a treatment, it's about the touch, so it's nice for the client to really feel the benefits of like your hands on their face and not just cotton pads all the time. You know, you could do this with, I love doing it with the cleansing melt as well when the steamer's on. If you have got a steamer and you do use the melt, it's really nice because it all does that automatic change from the oil to the milk once it goes on the skin.
Yeah, without adding any extra water.
Yeah, so it really goes really milky.
So guys, the key focus here is not the purchase of a steamer, it's the Neal Shard products and how to use them. How's that feeling so far from the couch, Michelle?
Oh, yeah, lovely. I feel clean.
Lovely.
So I always like to exfoliate while the steamer's on, because it just, especially if you are using honey and orange scrub as well, which is quite thick, or obviously adding water to the scrub because it needs to like have a little bit of moisture to get it to work.
But you're using the Rose facial polish?
I'm using the facial polish today, yeah. Mainly because I'm doing quite a lot of steps and that we're also using the glycolic toner. I don't want to like abrase the skin too much. So this is just a nice light polish. And like I said, if anyone needed any extractions, it would kind of just lift that little bit of dead skin to start with. And then I could always do an extraction if I needed to. But Michelle's skin looks super clear, so it's not going to be needing any of that. And then I'll use the sponges now just to get that off, because I find them a little bit easier than the cotton pads.
Okay.
Just where they're a little bit tougher, they actually get rid of the the scrub.
Yes. And presumably you could use like organic cotton,
Yeah,
reusable
muslin
cloths.
cloths.
Yeah,
I do wash these and like boil them.
yeah, they were
So
good
I
texture.
do reuse them, yeah.
I am noticing how little Michelle wants to engage in this conversation. You just carry on being blissed out there.
Oh, having a lovely time. Back to the job.
So do we need to do a video of a body treatment as well, Michelle? Are you happy to be a
Yeah, and pedicure as well, I think.
How to incorporate Neil Shenard Remedies products into any treatment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, always a willing guinea pig.
Rub a little bit of cotton pads over as well, just to make sure that it's all nice and clear.
And you're steaming from the side.
Yeah,
Whilst
just so
that's
I can
happening,
get in
yeah.
as well. But yeah, if there was any need for extraction, which there isn't, I would probably just start doing a little bit of that while that's on. But yeah, I don't need to go into that now. And then we're going to use the Beauty Balm as our mask today. Leave that on for a bit, and then I'll do like a little neck and shoulder massage using a bit of the balm as well. So that's really nice, because then you get that wild rose scent and it's just all around you and on you, so you can really benefit from all those lovely essential oils that are in there. And I'll probably leave that on like for about 5 to 7 minutes, do the little massage, and then we'll remove it with some hot cloths, which I've got in the towel warmer. Just so I think that lifts it a little bit better, and again feels a little bit more luxurious. And then we'll go on to like the toner and the other products.
Great. So whilst you're putting the mask on,
Yep.
if you're a therapist who doesn't have the towel warmer machine, what can you do?
You could pop them into like a bowl of hot water,
Yeah,
and just
boil
keep them.
them.
Yeah, just try and obviously don't burn your hands, but
Yeah.
just to keep them a lot hotter. I think it does definitely add to the sort of feel of it all when you've got a nice warm cloth rather than just like a warm cloth on you. Sorry, my chair's really squeaky. So I'll pop a little bit of the balm on.
So what was that, about a teaspoon's worth or a bit
Yeah,
less?
probably just a tiny bit less. And you just want to make sure that there's a nice coverage all over the face. So that she looks nice and shiny.
Lovely.
And we'll notice how that absorbs in. And then probably use about the same amount. Might need to add a bit more depending on the person's skin. Michelle's nice and tanned at the minute, so she might be a little bit dry where she's been out in the sun.
We'll appreciate all those antioxidants.
Yeah.
Any sun-kissed skin.
Oh, it smells so good.
That's the other thing, isn't it? This is where I wish we had smelly vision, because you could, I mean, you're picking up the aromas of the products. It's so relaxing, that blend of essential oils in wild rose, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just pure spa when you smell it, isn't it?
I remember hearing that a few years ago, a spa in a jar,
Yeah.
describing Wild Rose Beauty Balm, and it is that. Yeah, it's very spa-like.
You know, and because we can literally use this anywhere, doesn't really matter if you get a bit up in their hair or anything. It's like, it's actually quite nice. Gives you a little bit of a condition at the same time.
Yeah. And nice to have the same product going from the face mask down onto the massage around the décolleté and shoulders and neck whilst your mask is soaking in.
I actually burnt on my chest this week whilst away, but used the
Balm.
balm as for sunburn, and it was gone the next morning.
Yeah.
It's so good for sunburn.
Yeah, and that's like for sunburn, but also just when your skin's a bit pink, it seems to turn it to brown overnight, like you say. Just amazing product. And Jordan, whilst you're busy massaging there, and obviously we wouldn't be talking through this if Michelle had booked in for a treatment not to be filmed, I know you have a lot of clients who use Wild Rose Beauty Balm.
Yeah.
Just talk us through how you promote that as a therapist. How do you convert them, and what do they tend to use Wild Rose Beauty Balm for?
Or complete mixture, really.
Okay.
You know, I had a client in the other day, and she said, "Oh, I've been using it like every day as a cleanser," and she still was getting a few breakouts, but she said her skin was a lot better from it. And I said, "Oh, you might be more beneficial from using a wash here and there, and having the balm as a bit more of a like treat cleanser, or when you're going to do like a little treatment or something, like, you know, just add something else in." So she's going to go onto the Palmarosa wash, so she's got the option of like balancing her oil a little bit and helping with the like bacterial spots that she's still getting.
Okay.
Even though obviously that has got the Palmarosa oil in it, and it does help with the sort of like maskne and acne that everyone's been kind of struggling with. I think
Yes.
she just needed something a little bit more. So her is one example, but a lot of my other clients there, they have it for like just on a Sunday night. It's like a nice treatment mask. One of our other girls in our team is actually a nail technician, and she uses it as her cuticle oil now, and I have my nails done by her, and it's so nice when she rubs it in. You can like just smell it and relax straight away, even though you're only just having like your nails gelled. So yeah, everyone uses it completely different. My mum's got it, and she's been rubbing it on the heels of her feet, and you know, or like drier elbows and stuff like that. So complete mixture. Like, I just sell it as it does everything.
Yeah, so you kind of highlight the benefits for different people in different ways.
Yeah,
depending on what they
like
need.
if we're talking when we're having a treatment and someone said, "Oh my god, I need a pedicure, I've got such bad like hard skin," and then if I gave them a sample of that, I'd be like, "You can use it as this, and you can even pop it on the palms of your feet as well."
So it's listening really to the clues that people give you.
Yeah,
And
that's what I do. You know, I always kind of remember something they say and then integrate that into their like needs and wants kind of thing.
Yeah, great.
And the same, like, you know, if someone was like, "Oh, I've never used a facial oil, I'm a bit oily," then I'd have obviously be like, "Well, you need a little bit of oil to balance your oil," and like the rose facial oil is a dry oil, you can use it day and night. It's not just like a
The Wild
really-
Rose.
Wild Rose,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, because I'm the same. We've got 2 rose facial oils now, haven't we? We've got the original
yeah.
rose range
Yeah.
and the Wild Rose.
The Wild
yeah.
Rose one. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
your more drier face oil. So then
Yeah.
I'd be like, if you're gonna like introduce an oil into your routine, then that's a good one to start with, because it has got the benefits of that you can use it in the day and the night, and it's not too like oily and greasy.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's
I
good.
would just always listen and always sort of repeat back to them what they've told you basically, and you're telling them why that product's going to be good for them in regards to what else they need in their routine.
Yeah, and for Michelle now on the couch, if Michelle was saying, "Oh, that smells lovely, it's de-stressing me," because as I was watching, I could feel my heart rate lowering and my breathing deepening, and I was just watching you guys.
Yeah.
So it can also be about the aromatherapy of it. It doesn't have to be about your heels or your sunburn or
just what's going to make you feel good.
Yeah, it really is a multi-purpose product. So
you can always like take it up onto the face as well, and do like a few pressure points and like a little bit of facial massage while the balm's still on, because you've got, you know, is on there already. So especially with, if you're going to use the oil, it is like a dry oil, so it doesn't actually have as much glide as the balm would.
yeah, so you're using the balm as a mask and for the massage.
Yeah,
Yes, because the dry facial oil just disappears
will
into
go
the
straight
skin, doesn't
in,
it? It's
yeah.
amazing. So you're right, this would be the better time to be doing that face massage.
Great for the hay fever, this.
yeah.
Clear all the sinuses, yeah. Do you suffer from it, Michelle?
Yes, but I hadn't this year until the past like 2 weeks.
That's good that it's giving you some relief then.
Yeah, I can literally feel it.
Bit of nourishment for your eyebrows too.
obviously everyone has their own like little routines and techniques, so just adapt it into what you do. I never one for like being that good at following a step-by-step or a rule, and I think everyone's skin's different, so you know, if they've come in with different concerns and you think other products are going to fit slightly better with it, or they've told you that they want, you know, to try some of the products and they need like a facial routine but they don't want it to be taking them hours, then you can still make it nice and luxurious, but you could probably cut 2 or 3 of those products out, or at least say to them, this isn't an essential. You don't like, you can still have a really good routine without having 2 cleansers, a polish, a balm, a toner, like, or if you prefer to physically tone, then buy physically exfoliate, then buy like the polish or the scrub. But if you're quite quick and you don't want the mess in the bathroom, then go for the AHA toner, because you're going to get the exfoliation and all you need is a cotton pad. So depends, some people are a little bit acid sensitive as well, so it's more about talking to your client before or during the treatment. I always find I'm better talking during the treatments rather than before, because as you're actually popping it on the skin, you can tell them like what you're doing, why you're doing it, how it should feel, how it should smell, and like what they should be doing to remove it as well.
I've gone to sleep, by the way.
Just think that then.
But still talking,
Just
amazing.
So yeah, you're not actually wasting too much of the balm then, because I've sort of rubbed it in and massaged it in, so Misha's getting...
Yeah, your skin is not, it doesn't look oily at all, you just look radiant, Michelle. It's just, yeah, it just looks glowy.
And I would say to someone, like,
oily.
if you popped that on as a mask and then rubbed it in and done like a little facial massage on yourself, you're you could sleep in that now. So if you got to this part in your routine and didn't want to do all the rest of it, you could leave that on and sleep in it, which obviously is another best-selling reason of the beauty balm.
Yeah, I'm just thinking that what you're doing now with that hot towel from the
Yeah, and what I
heater.
was going to do, and I would have done if I wasn't talking and getting carried away, is sometimes I drop a few drops of oil on.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'll drop like some lavender or some Woman's Balance or something on, and then as they like pop it on, they inhale it all, or like sometimes I use the lemon if I feel like they just need a bit of a refresher. That's another little
Lovely.
tip that I have been doing lately, and I did think I would do it when we did this, but I was talking so I forgot.
And actually, when I use Wild Rose Beauty Balm as a mask in the bath, I always heat up the muslin under a hot tap and rest it on my face.
Yeah.
But watching you doing that with the towel now makes me think, oh, I want a treatment with that. So it's nice to tell clients that they can do that at home, but
Yeah.
obviously it's even nicer in a treatment to have a hot
When someone's doing it
towel.
for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Amazing.
Obviously, if it's absorbed right into me, but if there was a bit of residue, I'd either use like another towel or just pop it on, and then you can just pat a little bit of that off. But it has gone right in, to be fair.
All that sunbathing.
Yeah, like Cornwall sun. Right. So then I would now use the toner on some dry cotton pads. More for like your clients to feel that is even though it's got an acid in, it's not going to like sting the skin, or it's not too harsh, and it's also nice just to feel the refresh of this after having the balm on. It just takes that little bit of residue off if they're going to be, you know, out and about. Different if it was like an evening treatment and they were going to sleep in it, but you can always sort of just let them breathe it in.
So if you weren't doing a luxury facial,
Yeah.
would you still keep, so just doing a normal facial rather than a kind of longer one, would
Yeah.
you keep both the rose facial polish and this toner? Because this is an exfoliating toner, isn't it?
Yeah, it is exfoliating. I would I'd probably get rid of the polish and the steam. If it went a luxury facial, I wouldn't be fussing up heating the steamer up, exfoliating the skin that way. I'd kind of double cleanse and put the balm on, or I'd even pre-cleanse with the balm, then do a wash, then put the balm back on for the skin, and then at least they're trying 2 different ways of using the Wild Rose Beauty Balm in the treatment. So if they're thinking about purchasing that product, then they can see how you cleanse and remove it, and then they can also see how you leave it on and do your little facial massage with it. So I would probably get rid of the polish, use the toner, just because it's less, you don't have to use your sponges to remove the polish, or it's less like messy and like a bit more of a fiddly facial if you get rid of the steam and the polish then, and just do the toner as your exfoliator.
But it was interesting you had to think about that, because it says that people will book for the luxury one given the opportunity, because it's a longer treatment, isn't it?
Yeah, and you get more steps and more.
Promote that first.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I think like I wouldn't necessarily even, I would just call it the luxury facial and probably do all of the steps rather than giving people the option of having the like cheaper facial, because you're not probably going to make it that much cheaper anyway. And I'd always love everyone to try all the products, and then you're bound to probably get a sale or 2 as well. So
yeah, I'm going to pick your brains about that at the end as to how you retail to clients.
So
okay, so we're deviating from Wild Rose here. Come on, justify this to us. I know you're a bit of an Essence fan.
My favourite product, you can see how much is left. I use it on every single client.
I don't know if I can see the level.
No.
Oh, yeah.
This is just about that. There's about that much.
That's the first bottle, isn't it?
That's the bottle from March, yeah. So I put this on after every treatment, like if I'm doing a microdermabrasion, if I'm not using all nail shard products, if I am using all nail shard products, this still goes on because the benefits of it are just too good for people not to have it on their skin.
Okay. So to those therapists who are yet to be convinced to use this product in their treatments, go and sell it to them. Why should they include this in every treatment?
Because it acts as a moisture magnet, so everything you're going to pop on afterwards, the client's going to get more benefit from. It also like absorbs straight into the skin, so again you're using like another product and another step, but the skin's not going to be super oily because I'm not putting like serum on top of serum on top of serum, where this just dries in and just sucks into the skin, and then everything you're going to pop on top. And I think you just get I always talk to people about it, and then I would always sample them one afterwards as well and say, like, you know, if you're not using something like this, then it might be beneficial to think about using something like this because of all the benefits, the extra hydration you get. It gives you 24 hours of hydration, so popping that on, and then the oil and the cream is just gonna give her so much more moisture and benefits from the product she's putting on top of it. So yeah, I always pop that on, and then either serum and cream or oil and cream, and then it's like another step, but again, like, she doesn't feel like she's got anything on her skin now, so it's not like, oh god, she's just going to come out of here looking slick because I just put as many products as I possibly can on her skin to make it feel like I'm doing a massive treatment. It's just about putting the right things on, and I think that product suits everybody, everyone's skin type as well, so is something that can just be in any facial and any routine.
I remember you saying that when it was first launched, that we needed to be careful that we didn't just make this about frankincense products and frankincense users. It could go with every skin
anything and
type,
everything,
and whatever range people are using, it supercharges
and like some of my clients might be converting or not getting enough from their skincare or not as hydrated as they want to be, and then you give them a sample of that, and they're like, oh my god, this is what I've been missing. So
I've needed this in my life. Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I couldn't live without mine. And then
what we do,
I would probably do like 4 to 5 drops, and then again, like, just leave it over the nose a little bit so she can just
Michelle's eyes shut instantly there.
Just taking that scent. But you can see, like, this oil is I'm not going to be able to massage and work that in.
No.
As soon as it goes onto the skin, it's just absorbed in, and she just literally looks like she's just been spritzed, and it's just nice and glowing.
How does it feel on the receiving end of it, Michelle, if you can string a sentence?
Yeah, no, it does feel like Jordan just said, that I haven't got loads of stuff on my face,
Okay.
which is nice. Like I've got to go and do the food shopping after, you know, like on an evening you maybe would want, if you're going straight to bed,
To be
have
like,
something a bit thicker because you're going to bed. But in the daytime, this is still perfect because I don't really feel like there's anything on my face.
And how is it? I know some people have been reluctant to get back into facials because of the gloves. I mean, you're obviously really comfortable with it, Jordan. Michelle, how is it to be on the receiving end of a facial with gloves?
I don't really notice the difference, to be honest.
Okay.
It's
That's
not
really
kind of,
interesting.
yeah.
the one thing I've always wore gloves doing all my treatments, just because, especially if I'm doing like anything stronger with any stronger acids and
Yeah.
pills that I need them on. I always used to like to take them off and rub the moisturiser in without anything on, but now I don't feel any different
No.
from doing it or not doing it. Especially if you get quite good ones that like actually fit your hands, they don't feel too different than
Yeah, and the
hands.
benefit to your clients of those facials outweighs the negativity of the gloves, I
yeah,
guess. Be
definitely.
ashamed to be missing out.
So I'll pop a bit of the eye brightener on.
How much are you using of that?
That's probably a
Okay.
little bit more. You probably only need half of that, to be fair. So I'll just,
Yeah, I think,
the gloves probably absorb a bit, but it's kind of like just a bit bigger than a rice grain, and then just work it in. So this one's just nice and hydrating. It's nice and creamy as well.
It feels cool.
Does it? And then I would just work mainly with my ring fingers around the eye area.
just really gently.
And just sort of like tickle it onto the skin almost. You don't want too much pressure, which these fingers you don't get a lot of pressure from anyway. And just make sure that's absorbed in nice. And then I absolutely love this face cream. It's like whipped.
Yeah,
it's not,
I
it's
love
such
this.
a nice texture.
So light, isn't it?
Yeah, because I do prefer on myself the creams, you know, the rose and mallow or the frankincense hydrating, but this one is just so smooth and like light. And I think the whole range is obviously designed around being able to use all of the products and getting that glow, but without feeling like you've literally just dipped your head in a bucket of oil. Yeah, when I use it, I'm just absolutely love how my skin looks and feels. I think it really almost gives you like a bit of an airbrushed finish to your skin when you've got it on.
Wow. I think also if the target market is 25 to 35, it brings in a really luxury moisturiser for normal skin, younger skin, as
Yeah.
well as like for Michelle now. I'm not saying you're not young, honey, but you know,
I just fit in the bracket still.
the sun-kissed, you know, this season, it's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Absolutely. And I don't think you can sort of explain to someone how that texture feels until
No.
you see it and feel it yourself.
Just, it is like,
It's like
almost
mousse.
like whipped meringue,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it is. Yeah, like whipped egg white.
Yeah, egg white, that's it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And it smells amazing as well.
Benefits of being a therapist, you get to sniff the jar before you put the lid on.
Yeah. Can't really do it that well with a mask on though, but you can still
No.
smell it a bit, so it tells you how good the smell is through having it through a mask.
So we've worked away all the way along that line, haven't we?
Yeah.
Amazing.
And I always find it easier, like if I leave the products out so I can show them. Like I think when you're talking people through and they're not, you know, a therapist or anything, if they're like, oh, so what did you use? So how would I use that? I would always be like, so I used that and then popped that on. Like I obviously used it with the steamer, but you could just use it in the shower, and this is
And
really
so
good
on.
for the shower, and you just pop that on with a cotton pad, and I would just talk them through what I did if they were interested. Obviously if people weren't interested or weren't asking me anything about skincare, I probably wouldn't start saying, oh, this is what I use here, this is what I use then. But if they were like, oh, well, that facial oil was that, I'd be like, oh yeah, this is the facial oil, so I popped that on and go through it like that, rather than them sort of wanting to know more and not having the option to like look at it or even like pick up the bottles themselves. Because I think if it's all there and then they get up off the couch, they're more likely to be like, oh, so was that hydrating essence? Oh yeah, I did really like that. Or when do you think I should use that in my routine? And then you can sort of say, well, if you don't use a double cleanse and a scrub, but you use like a facial wash, and then you can use that as obviously a cleanser, a mask, a treatment, sleeping treatment, and then you can pop your toner on a couple of nights a week to exfoliate, and then you've got your essence, and like you could like show them that way then. Or
I like the way you've literally just pushed those two back and kept to the front the ones that you want them to pick up. And I know that from selling skills, you know, actually if somebody picks up a product,
or you hand it to
or
them,
you hand it and
they
they take it.
automatically want it.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting it in their hands is key.
Yeah, and then you'd be like, and then they'd be like, oh well, I using up my face cream, so you'd go, oh well, you know, there you go then, so you don't need a face cream. And you didn't, you know,
you've taken that away.
Yeah, and the oil was just felt a bit too oily for you at the minute, but you might think about it, and then you've kind of got a smaller range of products, which is quite affordable and easy to use.
So actually what you're promoting to them, sorry Michelle, are you all right just lying
Yeah,
there?
I am fine.
You just stay in a bliss state. Because actually I think, you know, you're so good, Jordan, at retailing to clients. And what interests me in what you're saying now is you're not promoting samples to them. You're literally laying out in a row full-size products for purchasing.
Yeah.
So on average...
But then if someone said to me then, oh right, so how much is the cleanser and the toner, just say, because I really want a glycolic toner, I'd say, oh well, that's 17 and that's 18 and your treatment today is da-da-da. And then they'll say, oh yeah, I'll get them, which I do try to keep a bit of stock of the stuff I know that sells and that I like to use. So then if they then took them, I would then get my sample.
Oh, hang on, we've got a box of samples coming out.
So
oh, look,
I've got everything
and Michelle,
in
you've
there.
got
And
all
do I
these
get
samples.
some of these?
Yeah, she's got a head. Look at this. It's like, oh, what's in there?
Or yeah, I would then find the essence sample and
You wouldn't
say,
be doing this whilst they were on the couch,
no,
would you? You'd be doing
would
this after
when
they've got
they're
dressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would say,
Look at that little stash. Lovely.
that's not the essence, but I would find the essence.
Yeah.
And give them the essence, and maybe if I had a beauty bomb session here, which I'm sure I do, I would be like, right, well, yeah, get them too, but try it with the essence for a week and see how it feels, and try it without for a week and see if you notice a difference. And then here's the balm, you know, use it in a couple of days as a mask because it'll be really nice for your skin, or try it rubbing it in your heels or whatever. And then 9 times out of 10 you always get a message back after saying, oh, can I buy this or that? Or I might say, you know, take a normal toner as well if you're going away for the weekend.
Nice.
Have
so
that
you just
little,
added a
yeah,
little-
so then you haven't got to take your big bottle because you're only going for 2 nights. And it's a little bit more gentle without the acid in, so you might find that better for like in the mornings. And then, you know, most people would probably then be like, oh yeah, actually I went up and...
And do the clients contact you and say, what did you say again about where I should put this? Or do you find they remember it? Or do you write it down? Or what?
Yeah, it depends. Some people I feel like they need it written down, so I'll write it out for them, or I'll message them back with a step-by-step of what they need. Some remember it, some are really like into their skincare and their routine, so they're full on, yeah, I'll have that, like that'd be perfect, I'll use it then and then. But some people who are complete novices, I would break it down a little bit more and sort of give them a step-by-step.
So it's really bespoke to the individual person.
Completely. And
I think the big message I get is you make it about what they need or might want. It's not about what you're trying to promote or what you're trying to sell.
No,
because
and
you've
just
actually
because
given them
it's
the whole
Wild
lot.
Rose month and
Yeah.
we've launched those products, obviously it's amazing smelling, and the smell and the products do sell themselves and the packaging.
Yeah.
But you know, the balm is amazing, but it might not be for everybody. Even though there's so many things you can do with it, someone might not want a product that they can do all of those things with. They might just want a face wash and a moisturizer, or a face wash and a toner. Like,
it's really relaxed as well what you're the way you're doing it, because basically just kind of rifling through your stash.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on a minute, let me find you one of those.
Yeah,
It's
and then
really
if I come across something else, like the eye gel, and then I'll be like, oh, you said your hay fever was really bad. Oh, Mish puts hers in the fridge and pops it on a cotton pad, and you know, it's really, really soothing, and you can leave that on your eyes. So that's like, you come for a Wild Rose facial, but there's a white tea eye gel as well, because you might not like the eye brightener as much as you like the eye gel if you suffer with hay fever. So I'm always listening to what they're saying.
Yes.
you know, how they like certain products on their skin, what they use at home already. I always ask them what they're using at the minute. Obviously, if they say makeup wipes, I just want to jab them in the face. No, I'm joking.
Do you have to try and keep a really straight face?
I just
at that
say
point?
stop it.
Do you?
Just say stop, yeah, chuck them out.
And what reasons?
Just because the ingredients in them are so bad for your skin. And it's always the people that are struggling with their skin that are using them. So I'm like, I know they're easy, but so is a face wash in the shower. So just stop using them and buy a face wash, basically.
Good. There's nothing like subtle, is there?
No.
Awesome. Any other tips you want to give for this particular treatment? Because otherwise we'll go into a 2-hour therapy training, which we'll probably do in some other videos.
No, I think, you know, tailor it to what suits you, what equipment you've got, what your clients come in for. You know, if they're coming in because they're more acne prone, you might want to mix up and use the Palmarosa face wash and the Palmarosa like moisturiser, but the facial oil would be like a good one because it's a dry oil and oily acne prone skin would need a little bit of oil as well. So I would just completely tailor that then to not having like the rose wash and the cleanser. I would put in the Palmarosa wash probably and maybe use the Wild Rose Beauty Balm as like a bit of a cleanse and treatment in the same hit because it's got the Palmarosa in there as well. So yeah, I would just change it and tailor it.
Amazing. And we're just going to spin round and see blissed out Michelle here. How does your skin feel?
Oh, amazing. Lovely, beautiful.
You look like you want to sleep. Never mind, go and get the food shop. Thank you both. That's amazing.
That's all right.
And yeah, we'll come back for some other videos, I'm sure.